be right with you, okay? There we are. Okay, hi. Welcome. Welcome to the Dewdrop Inn. My name is Annabelle. I'll be taking care of you, making sure that you are perfectly comfortable during your stay with us. Oh, yeah, it is pretty busy in here, isn't it? It's nice to be busy. In fact, we are actually usually pretty busy. We are the safest place to rest your weary legs for quite a ways in every direction. Plus, it's warm, it's comfortable, the food is good, and the beds are soft. Well, why don't you have a seat? You look like you've been traveling for a while. Did you come from Eshon today? Okay, that's what I thought so. Usually people coming in about this time, that's where they're coming from. Well, why don't you have a seat? Will you be staying with us for the night? Okay, good. Wouldn't want you out on the road. Not around this area. Strange things happen on the road around here. But don't worry, you're perfectly safe now that you're here. Well, we'll get you a room, we'll get you all settled in a moment, but first, can I get you a drink? All right, sounds good. Now, did you have your heart set on anything special, or would you like some suggestions? Elderflower ale. I've never even heard of that. Elderflower. I bet that would be pretty good. Have you had that before? Oh, in Whisperwind. Wait, isn't that little town way north of here, out by the forest? Well, sorry, we don't have elderflower ale, but I do have something local that is pretty special that you might like. Do you want to see? All right, sounds good. Here we are. Now this we get straight from a local farmer, not too far from here. He makes it himself. This is a silver cherry melomel. Do you know what a melomel is? That's okay, most people don't. It's just a fancy term for a mead that has fruit added to it for flavor. And this one, like I said, is silver cherry. Have you ever had a silver cherry before? No? Good. It's not that uncommon. It's actually grown just in this region and only by a few select farmers. And they're not too keen to share their secrets. See, silver cherry trees look just like any other cherry tree for most of the year, except when they bloom in the spring. Instead of the soft pink or white blossoms like a normal cherry tree, their blossoms are a dazzling silver. It sparkles in the sunlight. It looks like each petal was hand gilded by the finest craftsmen in the land. It makes the whole valley where the trees grow just glow all day with this almost celestial light. It's beautiful. And then the cherries themselves are actually pure white and sparkling. It looks like they've been dipped in silver and then put out to sparkle in the sun. But then once you cut into them or bite into them, they're a deep red color on the inside, just like you would expect from a very sweet cherry. And they are very sweet. Eating one of them is almost like a decadent dessert in and of itself. And they add a beautiful sweetness to a mead, but still very light. You know, sometimes flavored meads can be really heavy, but this one is just light and lovely. It's got a beautiful aroma too. Would you like to try a sample of this? Of course. Here we are. Alright, now first I want you to just smell it before you actually taste it, okay? Just get a nice whiff of it. Beautiful, right? Light and sweet, but not overly sweet. Alright, now you can go ahead and take a sip. What do you think? Oh, good. I'm glad you like it. You know, I like when travelers come in and are willing to try something new. Would you like a full glass of that? Of course. There you are. Enjoy. Now, you're probably hungry too after having traveled all day. Dinner is included in the price of your room. Would you like me to call for a plate for you? Alright, wonderful. There you are. Mom. 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 One more. Right here. Okay. Mom will bring that for you in a little bit. Now, you just keep sitting there, relaxing and sipping. Let me get out my ledger and we'll get you all set up with a room, okay? Okay. Let me just grab my ledger. Mom? Where's the ledger? The ledger. No, it's not. Oh. All right. Let's see. Okay. So I just need a few questions for you, and then we'll get you all sorted, okay? Can I have a name for the room? Oh, just a first name is fine. Sure, that's okay. All right. Will you be staying with us just the one night? Okay, it's pretty common. All right, now we have standard-sized rooms, and then we do also have larger rooms as well, if you would need more space for anything. The larger rooms also come with the better views of the garden outside, or the rolling hill off to the east. Would you like that? Okay, sure. No problem. Alright, now, as I said before, here at Dewdrop Inn, we want to make sure that you are just as comfortable as you can possibly be. So, including your room and this common area here, we also have a bathhouse out in the back that you can take advantage of if you would like to. Well, it's less of a house, I guess, and more of just a little private room. But you're welcome to schedule a time if you'd like to take a bath tonight. Okay, sure. Now, what time do you think you would like that? Okay. Yeah, that time is open, sure. Let me write you in. Okay. All right, wonderful. Now, as you take your bath, we do have a few different oils that if you like, you can add to your bath to have all different sorts of benefits. Got some samples here we can look at. Let's start with this one. So this is lavender oil. Now lavender is is excellent for soothing both the body and the mind. It can calm anxious thoughts and relax aching muscles. Many people also say that it helps them sleep nice and soundly. It's got a distinct but a gentle scent to it. A lot of people really enjoy this one. Or we also have lemongrass oil. Now, lemongrass is an excellent cleanser, not just for the body, but also for the spirit. This one will rid you of any sort of negative energies, or anything that may be bogging you down. Some people also believe that lemongrass helps prevent illnesses. And in my experience, coming out of a bath after using lemongrass always gives me the softest skin. Or, last but not least, we have some cedarwood oil. Cedarwood has a lovely, earthy, woody scent and will give you a nice, deep sleep. Many people find it very, very calming. So, do any of those appeal to you? Okay, absolutely. Yeah, we can definitely do that. Just write that in. Excellent. So we'll have that ready for your bath when your allotted time comes up. Now, we also have every single room here comes with one of these. It's a little diffuser that you can put some oil in, one of those same oils. It will diffuse gently throughout your room. See, there's a little window in the back here. It's got a little baby candle inside that you can light. And then you put oil in the top here. The candle heats the oil and the aroma wafts through your room. Most people choose either the lavender or the cedar wood for this one in their room, but the choice is up to you. Okay, sounds good. Here, let me show you. It illuminates this little part of it once you light it, and then it acts as a little bit of a dancing flame, flickering throughout your room. Here. Here. That'll illuminate. Just gives a lovely little flicker, a little bit of light at night. Now, the diffuser itself does actually get rather warm after the candle has been burning for a while, so Don't hold it for too long. But it's fine for a bit. So if you would like, I can have an oil placed in here and warming up for after you get done with your bath tonight. All right, wonderful. Which oil would you like in there? Okay, sounds good. I will have that ready for you. Just write that down so I don't forget. Lots of people probably regret it if I don't write it down. All right, wonderful. Well, I think that's all I need then. And your supper should be out in just a little while too. So, would you like more of that mellow milk? Of course. Glad that you're enjoying it. So you said you were traveling from Eshon today, right? So are you traveling north from here, or west or east? North, all right. Where to? Whisperwind, all right. Well, what business do you have all the way that far north? Besides having their ale, apparently. Oh, you live in Whisperwind. Oh, well, that means you must have come back this way earlier to get to Eshon. Well, did you stay here a few days ago? I don't remember you staying here. Oh, you didn't? Oh. Well, I'm glad that no ill will befell you on the road then. But we're happy to have you here now. You know, I admit I don't actually know too much about Whisperwind. Not too many people from all the way up there make it down here. In fact, the only thing I do know about that town comes from the peddler. Passes through here now and then. She travels all over, so she's always got a good story to tell. Her name is Zot. She's a gnome. She's a little crazy, but I like her. My parents don't like that she sets up shop in the common area here. But, you know, she does bring in some good business from the locals who come to trade with her. In fact, she's actually here right now, just over there by the fire. She keeps me on my toes. She loves our cherry melomel. We go through so much of it when she's here. Have you ever met her before? Oh, you have? Isn't she just such a character? Yes, I love her. Oh, sure, yeah, you can go say hi. Absolutely. Bring your drink. Yeah. Your food should be out in just a little while, okay? All right, in fact, I'll go check on your food for you. You enjoy talking to Zot? All right.
Come, yes, of course, have a seat. Let me show you some of my... Oh, hello. Forgive me, but you don't belong here, do you? Oh, no. Forgive me, that's not what I meant at all. Apologies. I simply meant that, let me put it this way. When you are in the profession that I find myself in, the noble task of distributing goods to people from all over the place, you run into quite a lot of faces in quite a lot of places. Now, I've been doing this for quite a long time, but don't you be fooled for a moment. Old Zot here never forgets a face, and never forgets a place. But when you've been doing this as long as I have, sometimes it's a bit trickier to remember which faces go with which places. But I don't think that the last time I saw this face was at this place. Am I wrong? Wonderful. Well, pray tell then, if you don't mind, where was it that last we crossed paths? Whisperwind, I remember you. You were that strange, elusive traveler, traveling all the way up to Whisperwind, with no explanation of where you were from, or where you were going, or what you were doing in such a curious little town. That's right. Yes, of course, I remember now. Well, what brings you here to the Dewdrop Inn? Quite a long ways from Whisperwind, you know. Oh, traveling. Well, I suppose you are a traveler, aren't you? Well, where are you traveling to, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, you're going back to Whisperwind. So you're still calling Whisperwind the place of your residence. For now, anyway. Wonderful. It is quite the addicting little town, isn't it? Doesn't look like much from the outside, but it's actually quite fascinating, isn't it? Well, where did you find yourself before coming to this place? Oh, Eshon. Yes. One of the grandest cities in our fine kingdom. And by far the most misinformed. Yes, it's a bit backwards in Eshon, isn't it? I'm sure you picked up on that. It's hard to get away from it, isn't it? Yes, I thought so. You know, I don't know why my cousin decides to live there. Well, no, I do. It's for the library. If it weren't for the library, she would be probably holed up in a little house in a cottage somewhere surrounded by books and never leaving for the outside world. You see, unfortunately, not all of my species shares my curiosity for the world. Probably a side effect of spending so much time around humans. You all have quite the fascinating and insatiable curiosity, don't you? It's one of the things I love about you the most. Anyway, here I am just rambling on and on. Is there something that you needed from me? No, just came by to say hi. Well, I do appreciate a friendly face. Is there anything that I can show you? Oh, actually, I have something for someone else in Whisperwind. Would you mind terribly bringing just a small thing back with you for someone? Free of charge, of course. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Now, where did I put that scroll? Ah, here it is. You saved me a trip. Thank you. Now this is for Clea, and Clea only. No one else is to see it. And if it does fall into the wrong hands, you did not get this from me. Do you understand? Good. Wonderful. I knew that you could be reasoned with. What? Oh, no. She doesn't owe me anything for this. This is actually... It accompanies something that I've already sold her, but I didn't have the scroll that sort of serves as a guide of how to use the items that I sold to her. So I told her that if I ever came across them, that I would give them to her for free. Of course, honestly, I had no idea that I would ever be able to find a scroll such as this, but I found it. And old Zot is true to her word. Yes. Oh, no, you don't You don't need to know the contents of this scroll. Cleo will know exactly what it is as soon as she opens it, so I do trust that this will get to her unopened, correct? Excellent. I'm not sure that you would be able to understand what it was anyway, so I don't think it would honestly do you much good. It's something that Cleo would definitely have an affinity for, but probably wouldn't interest too many other people. Wonderful. Well, I will give you that. I'm trusting you with that, you know. Good, good, good. So how goes life in Whisperwind for you? Excellent. Made some good friends. Wonderful. Well, how long have you been gone in this journey to Eshon? Longer than you expected. Isn't that just the way sometimes? You think that something will be simple and it turns into something else completely on its own. Yes, I am no stranger to that. Well, I'm sure it will be wonderful for you to get home and see everyone. Yes, I'm sure they've missed you too. The thing about Whisperwind is that it's hard to get to, and not many people choose to get there. But once you get there, the people there are very welcoming, very inclusive. They look out for their own. So, I'm sure that you've been missed these last several days. And yes, I'm sure that you'll have quite the warm homecoming. Have some of that famous elderflower ale for me when you get there, all right? Yes, of course. Oh, no, I'll return to Whisperwind one of these days. It's not on my normal route, so I wasn't super thrilled about having to go all the way up there to deliver just a scroll and then set off the rest of my schedule. But I will return to Whisperwind. Probably sooner rather than later. Don't you worry. Yes, of course. We will definitely meet again, traveler. Well, enjoy your time at the Dewdrop Inn, and do enjoy your homecoming to Whisperwind. Yes, of course. Until next time, traveler.
Oh, welcome back. Perfect timing. I was just about to come find you. Got your supper here ready for you. Looks like a wonderful soup tonight. Got some potatoes, and carrots, peas. I think there's some onions in there too. Here you are. Eat up. And I also snagged a plate of these from the kitchen for you. These are sweet almond cookies. Light and buttery, not too sweet, just a little bit of sweetness. But they're excellent for after a nice hearty meal like that. Have a few of those. So, here you go. I'll just leave these here for you, okay? There. Yeah, enjoy. Oh, why is it called the Dewdrop Inn? Excellent question. It's actually a very good story. So, it starts many, many years ago, back when my father was a young man. He was traveling from around this area to Eshon when, off to the side of the road in the bushes, he heard the tiniest little cry for help that you could ever imagine. So he rushed over to the bushes and he parted them, and he saw a little fairy sitting in a little fairy trap that she'd been caught in. Now, mind you, this was many, many years after fairy traps had been outlawed. So he reached into the bush and he took out the little trap and he released the fairy. And she was a young little dewdrop fairy. She was very, very grateful for his help. So, she said that she would grant him a favor. Now, at the time he couldn't really think of anything that he wanted, so the fairy told him that whenever he decided what he wanted, that he could just call to her and she would come. And all he had to do was stand outside right before dawn, and when the first rays of sunlight started to dance on the dew, then she would appear and grant his request. Well, years went by, life went on. He actually inherited this inn from his father, my grandfather, who ran it before him, and business was good for quite a long time. Until about 5 years ago now, when one night, just a few hours after sunset, a traveler burst through the doors over there, crying about some sort of monster that had attacked him and his traveling companion on the road between Eshon and here. Now his companion didn't make it, and he didn't get a very good look at what the monster was in the dark, but he swore that the monster was headed this way. Now, of course, that was enough to send everyone in the inn into a panic. Everyone was debating whether it was better to run or whether it was better to hide or to fight. Everyone was just in an uproar. So my father got everyone's attention, and he told them that he was going to make sure that this inn was safe for all time, and that he had a very powerful friend who would be able to do it. Now, I don't know how much you know about fairy magic, but, well, I don't think anyone really knows that much about it. But it is very unpredictable, but very, very powerful. So, the next morning, my father went out into the garden, off to the side of the inn, right before dawn. And as the first rays of light came over the hills and landed on the plants in the garden, causing the dew on the plants to sparkle, he called her name, and poof, there she was right in front of him, just as she had promised. So he explained about the monster and everyone's fear, and he asked for his favor. He asked her to do something to protect the inn for all time, so that any weary travelers, anyone far from home who was here, could know that they were safe no matter what. And she said that she would grant his request. And then, poof, she was gone again. And it didn't look like she had done anything, so at first my father was not sure that anything had happened. But then as he turned around to head back inside, he saw a beautiful, faint blue light covering the entire inn and the stable and the bathhouse and everything in just this soft, glowing light for just a second, and then it disappeared, just like the fairy had. Well, I don't know exactly what she did to make it happen, but whatever it was, that monster has never once attacked the inn, or any other monster for that matter. So, shortly after that time, my father renamed this place in honor of the little fairy whose magic keeps us safe. Anyway, that's why it's called the Dewdrop Inn. How's that soup? Good, I'm glad you like it. Well, you'd better sit there and munch on that soup. I'm gonna go set up your bath. It's almost time for your bath, all right? Yes, you just sit there and relax. Listen, I think the bard will be starting to play soon, too. All right, well, if I don't see you again, I hope you enjoy your stay at the Dewdrop Inn.